Good morning and welcome to all of our students, staff, and members of the community who may be watching from home this morning. Although this is a virtual event due to COVID reasons, we would especially like to acknowledge the members from our local branch, 33 Royal Canadian Legion, who under the normal circumstances would be with us here today. Special mention as well to Ms. Madonna Croft, a long-standing member of the Legion, who at the age of 91 always made the effort to be with us for this occasion. We thank you.
Today and for days to come, Canadians across the country will stand in solidarity to remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. If you walk along our own Wall of Honor coming into the gym, you can see firsthand at the contributions that our own Southern Shore sons and daughters have made in our fight for freedom. We dedicate this ceremony and this day to them for all they have done in an effort to keep peace and fight for our freedom. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, when the guns fell silent, we will remember them.
Today we pay tribute to those in our communities and across our nation who once fought and those who continue to work to maintain peace in foreign lands. As we go through today's ceremony, remember that many of these brave men and women left home at the tender ages as many of us, in grade 11 and 12. Some didn't return. We enjoy our freedom each day because of them. We would now like to present the song Light a Candle for Peace, performed by the grade kindergarten classes.
Around the The poppy is a recognized symbol of remembrance for the war dead in Canada. The flower owes its significance to the poem In Flanders Fields, written by Major John McCrae, a field surgeon in the Canadian Armed Forces. On May 2nd, 1915, McCrae's friend was killed in action and buried in a makeshift grave. Wild poppies were already beginning to bloom between the crosses, marking the many graves in the field, which inspired McCrae to write In Flanders Fields the next day. The grade A class will now recite the poem In Flanders Fields.
In Flanders fields, in Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place and in the sky, the larks so bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead short days ago, we lived, fell dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high, if ye bear faith with us who die. We shall not sleep till poppies grow in Flanders fields.
The song Traveling Soldier takes place during the Vietnam War and is about an American soldier who befriends a waitress shortly before he enters the army. To stay in contact, the young couple write letters back and forth during the war times. The last letter from the soldier mentions that it's getting kind of rough over here and he won't be able to write for a while.
As our next performers go through this song, we want you to try and think about what it must have been like for so many young people to leave the comforts of home, to leave their loved ones behind, to commemorate all of those who left home to travel to foreign lands at such a young age. We would now like to present Gracie Groovy performing this song, Traveling Soldier.
Days past 18, he was waiting for the bus and his army grace. Sat down and at a cafe there, gave his order to a girl with bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she gives him a smile, and he said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? I'm feeling a little low. She said, I'm off in an hour and I know where we can go. So they went down and they sat on the pier. He said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I got no one to send a letter to. Would you mind if I send one back here to you? I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young for him, they told we're waiting for soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, soldiers coming home. So the letters came from an army camp in California, then Vietnam, and he told her of his heart. It might be love and all of the things he was so scared of. He said, when it's getting kind of rough over here, I think of that day sitting down at the pier, and I close my eyes and see her pretty smile. Don't worry, but I won't be able to write for a while. I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young for him. They told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, soldiers coming home. One Friday night at a football game, the Lord's Prayer said and the anthem sang, and man said, folks, would you bow your heads for a list of local Vietnam dead? Crying all alone under the stands was a piccolo player in a marching band, and one named Red, but nobody really cared. But a pretty little girl with a bow in her hair. I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young for him. They told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, the soldier's coming, I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young for him. They told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, soldiers coming home.
Next up, we will present the grade 6 class with the Remembrance Day selection.
On November 11th, Canadians all across the country will stop and remember the men who were killed in wars. There will be parades to memorials in some 2,000 cities, towns, and villages. Then everybody will stand in silence as they remember the more than 100,000 brave Canadians who were killed. That is why November 11th is called Remembrance Day.
On that day, everybody wears a poppy. It reminds of the blood-red flower which grew in the fields where many of these men died. Much of the fighting was done in a place called Flanders.
This was during the War of 1914-19. Every spring, the sun was standing in the churches and this red flower blooming on the battlegrounds. As more and more of their friends were killed, the soldiers noticed the poppies blooming over their graves. When the war was over and when the soldiers came home, they still thought of all their friends who were buried in Flanders. Each time they thought of the graves, they thought of the poppies which grew around the graves. The men who came back from the decided that they would a poppy each year to show that they still remembered their friends.
November 11th was the day on which the fighting stopped in 1918. The men who had been in the war picked that day each to wear a poppy. Other people who had not been in the war but who loved the soldiers who had been killed also wanted to show that they remembered the dead, so they also wore a poppy. There were not enough real poppies to go around. Some of the men who were wounded and couldn't work at their jobs began to make poppies at the time. That is why today everybody wears a poppy, which is not a real flower, but which reminds us of the flowers which grew over the graves of the men.
For many years, children stood with their parents on Remembrance Day. Everybody was silent, and everybody
wore a poppy, and they all thought hard about the men who were killed. By the time
these children grew up, there was another war. The boys who were now young men went to war. Many of them went to the same locations as the men they used to remember. In the
fighting, more men went to die.
When the Second War was over, more people than ever wanted to wear poppy. Now there were more dead soldiers than ever to remember. Included were also sailors and airmen.
All of these people went to war to protect Canada. They went to war to protect the people who were in Canada.
And also the people who would be born in the future, people like yourselves.
They died so that you could enjoy all the good things in your life. They died so that your home
Would be safe, so that you would be given a chance of going to school. They also died so that you could make friends with memories.
So perhaps you didn't know these men who died in the war, but they knew you. They wanted you to live in peace.
Therefore,
On Remembrance Day, when everybody wears a poppy and stands in silence, it is like saying thank you to those who died for us.
Ms. Starks has been working hard with our art classes to capture the essence of what Remembrance Day means. But for the students here at Baltimore, the following slides show some of the fabulous work our grades 6 to 9 classes have created.
Today and all days, it is so important to take the time to thank our men and women who served our country. The grade 2s and 3 classes are doing just that, and now we're presenting the song, Thank You Soldiers.
When I lay my head down every night and I go to sleep in peace, and I there knowing all is well. When you're standing on your feet, from shore to shore, and the different oceans too. Thank you, oh thank you, to those who served so gallantly, we sing this grateful song. Freedom brings. Because of your great sacrifice, our country is saved. Thank you, oh thank you, men and women brave and strong. To those who serve so gallantly, we sing this grateful song. Thank you, oh thank you, men and women brave and strong. To those who serve so gallantly, we sing this grateful song.
We will now take a few minutes to pay tribute to some of the servicemen and women from the Southern Shore who fought hard for our freedom and worked towards the peace we enjoy today. So many of our young people left home having no idea what to expect. Our communities felt their absence and longed for the day for them to return. Some never did. We will now call upon members from each of our neighboring communities to light a candle in their honor. For them, we will never forget. We will remember you. We will remember you. Brooklyn Kane, lighting a candle on behalf of the community of Renew. Matthew Kane, lighting a candle on behalf of the residents of Bermuda. Sarah Fuller, lights a candle on behalf of those who have served from the community of Aquafort. Jordan Pomeroy, lighting a candle on behalf of the residents of Berlin in memory of those from that community We will now remember those from the town of Calvert as William Carey lights a candle in their honor. Olvie Duggan, lighting a candle on behalf and honor of those who have served from the town of Cape Royal. Gracie Doyle, lighting a candle on behalf of the residents of Brickiston in memory of those that have served from that community.
Please take the next few minutes on what it means to pause and reflect on the sacrifices that were made for our freedom. The following are images of war that go along with Fury Achilles, a pittance of time.
Land, sea, and air forces in Europe to the Allied expeditionary forces and simultaneously to the Soviet High Command.
They fought and some died for their homeland. They fought and some died, now it's our land. Look at his little child, there's no fear in her eyes. Could he not show respect for other dads who have died? Take 2 minutes, would you mind? It's a pittance of time for the boys and the girls who went over. In peace may they rest, may we never forget why they died. It's a pittance of time. God forgive me for wanting to strike him. Give me strength so as not to be like him. My heart pounds in my breast, fingers pressed to my lips. My throat wants to bawl out, my tongue barely resists. But 2 minutes I will bide. It's a pittance of time for the boys and the girls who went over. In peace may they rest, may we never forget why they died. It's a pittance of time. Read the letters and poems of the heroes at home. They have casualties, battles, and fears of their own. There's a price to be paid if you go, if you stay. Freedom's fought for and won in numerous ways. Take 2 minutes, would you mind? It's a pittance of time for the boys and the girls all over. May we never forget our sets at the end of the line. It's a pittance of time. It takes courage to fight in your own war. It takes courage to fight someone else's war. Our peacekeepers tell of their own living hell. They bring hope to foreign lands that hate mongers can't kill. Take 2 minutes, would you mind? It's a pittance of time for the boys and the girls who go over. In peacetime our best still don battle dress and lay their lives on the line. It's a pittance of time. In peace may they rest, lest we forget why they died. Take a pittance of time.
In 2007, the Canadian government renamed the freeway stretching from Trenton, Ontario to the city of Toronto the Highway of Heroes. For thousands of Canadians, the Highway of Heroes is a place of reverence, sorrow, and pride. Canadians gather along the 172-kilometer stretch of Highway 401 between Trenton and Toronto every time a convoy carrying the body of a dead soldier travels that final homecoming route. People young and old line on the highway, waving the red and white Canadian flag blazing with maple leaves and tribute. In honor of the fallen soldiers who traveled this route, our applied music class will now perform the song Highway of Heroes written by the Canadian band The Truths.
Thank you to the applaud music, guys. I would ask that everyone stand in silence for the last pose, followed by 2 minutes of silence. During this time, we will be displaying the photos of those on our wall of honor who will all serve for our own area. Please stand.
Sing You Home is a song written by the Newfoundland and its sisters and will now be presented by our elementary choir. Before we leave today, we would like to thank everyone who helped contribute to today's ceremony as we commemorate such an important day in the history of our province and our country. We would now like to call upon Mr. Budgell to come forward and bring some concluding remarks. Following Mr. Budgell, the grade 5 and 6 class will conclude our ceremony with the Ode to Newfoundland.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for everyone tuning in today virtually. It's obviously not the best situation that we've had, and hopefully next year, God willing, we will be back in person where we have this event in front of 500 people in the gymnasium. We've worked hard to put this off today, and many thanks to Ms. McGraw, and Mr. Ryan, Mr. Walsh, and Ms. Starks, and also to all of the grade 12s and the many students that performed here today. This assembly over the years has been one of the most important and the biggest that we have in this school each year. I'm standing in a room right now, an empty room, talking into a mic, and not the best way we would like to perform this assembly, but again, just we've had two really amazing years, unforgettable years, and we're going to make it through this. I mean, our perseverance will allow us to ensure that we make this. But we also need to remember we're in a great country. We're coming through this pandemic for the most part, in great shape. And the reason for that is because, like I said, we have a great country and we are able to do that. And the reason we have the great country is because of the people that went before us. And the soldiers, whether it was First World War, Second World War, and the wars in between up till now, the courageousness that they've shown is amazing. And we will never let our students forget that. And that's why it could have been very easy for us just to bypass this assembly today, but no, we will ensure that our students remember. And that's why we have the wall of honor out on our entrance into the gym. That's maintained and that's updated as we go. And we will ensure that continues. Again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank all of the staff and the students that performed here today. And I also want to mention Miss Madonna Croft. Madonna for the last 10 plus years has been a staple at this assembly for us. And obviously she hasn't been with us for the past 2 years. She's 91 years old. God willing, she will be back with us again next year. And we look forward to that. Other than that, I want to thank everyone this morning. And right now, if we can get everyone to stand for the Ode to Newfoundland performed by the grade 5 and 6 students. Thank you.